Hello, welcome to the MattyAP Podcast number 23. Jesus, 23 episodes already. All right, look, I get it. We did like 21 episodes like 2 years ago, and now I'm milking it like I've done a whole heap in like this is episode number 2, but it's episode 2 of season 2. All right, let's get that sorted. Welcome. Hopefully everyone's had a great week. Hopefully you all enjoyed the last episode. Thank you everyone that watched the last or listened to the last episode. I assume most of you guys listened. Look, let me know in the comments below if you watched the whole thing. I don't know, man. Like, did anyone just sit there and just stare at my face for the whole time? Maybe you did. I don't know, dude. I couldn't do it. Looking at this for an hour? Shit, man, you guys deserve a medal if you did. Hopefully you were, I don't know, maybe playing a video game while you listened to the last episode, or maybe you were, maybe you're working, securing that bag, perhaps. Or maybe you're even heading off to bed. I listen to podcasts when I sleep. Yeah, I listen to them when I sleep, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I love the sleepers. Where's my sleepers at? I love you guys, because that way you will start the podcast, you'll rest your weary head on the pillow, and then you'll fall asleep and let the watch time rack up. You won't be turning that shit off because you'll be asleep. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys, all the sleepers out there. Hey, feel free in the comments of this YouTube video, because at the moment this is a YouTube exclusive, this podcast, so it's not going up anywhere else. Maybe eventually I'll put it on some sort of podcasting platform, maybe Spotify. So I think we still have the previous episodes, the ones with guests from like 200 bit years ago, on different podcast platforms. But I think for the minute, I like to leave this one on YouTube, rack up those views and those hours, you know. But in the comments, I'd like to hear what you're doing right now while you're listening. And hey, feel free to put in the comments, I'm just watching your face. You know, let me know. Are you just staring at, is there something on my face? There was something on my leg this week, and it's gone now. Yeah, I had surgery. Your boy had surgery this week. Kind of crazy. Never been under the knife. Never been under the knife. Your boy had surgery, man. Oh, Jesus. It was scary. And when I say surgery, I went into a doctor's practice, and it was a very spontaneous thing, man. So look, I'll fill you in. I had a little, look, this is a little quick story. I had a little thing under my beard here on the side of my face, a little bump. Some boomer talk right here. So I found a bump on my skin. This is boomer talk. So look, all young is watching. You're gonna be like, man, I don't understand. I don't relate. Well, let the old people talk for a minute. All right. Oldies will understand. I found a bump on the side of my face, and it just seemed to be a little, I've had it there for a while, and it just seemed a little bigger. It's under my beard, so you can't really see it. And I said to Tab, as you do with your wife, as you're a boomer, you know, you say, hey, honey, come check this out. Does this look weird? And she looked and she's like, oh, it looks a bit white. Like it looked weird. I don't know. So she's like, maybe you should go get it checked out at the doctor's. Like, oh, man, I hate going to the doctors. I never go to the doctors. I try my best to avoid going to the doctors. Not a fan. If I can avoid it. And especially right now with COVID, and oh man, like I feel like I'm more paranoid. I'm going to come away from the doctors sicker than I went in, you know. But I went in and there was actually no one there. Luckily, I think they're trying to do it at the local doctors, where at the moment they're trying to make sure if you don't need to come in, then don't come in. I think they actually said, because Tay booked the doctor's appointment, because you know I'm a boomer, but I'm also still very incapable of doing adult things most of the time. So Tay doesn't for me. So she booked the appointment, and I think they said, is it something that can be done over the phone? But it is not. I needed a doctor to look at it. So he looked at my face, and he said it's all good. It's just like just a mole, but there's no, I think he said the pigments, like there's no pigment in it. So it's like just white. I don't know, man. It's weird. So anyway, that was all good. That was all good. Thank the Lord. Praise be unto Jesus. Praise him. Not actually Christian. Yeah, so that was all good. Thank goodness. I was a little nervous for a minute. You know, you don't like seeing shit pop up on your skin. You know, you're supposed to get that shit checked, because especially in Australia, you know, hot sun. And I spent years under that burning ball of fire, and it you know, can cause some shit. But I also had this thing on my leg, and I've had it for years, man. It's a little gross. It was a red. I'm sorry if you're eating your brekkie or something, but it was like this red ball. And you know what? I'm playing with my little, I know for people, if you're listening, you probably won't know. There's like this, oh, perfect. If you look right now, see this little ball right here? See how kind of in relation to my finger? This is what you tether up your headphones with, your cable with. There was a thing on my leg, I kid you not, that was about that size. It was on my knee and it was red. It was full red. And it started off just a little like tiny bump and it turned into a full blown like, I don't know, man, like a little ball, like no joke, like that big, like in correlation to my fingernail, pretty big. And I'd been there for years. I went to the doctors like years ago, man, back in my old local, you know, back where my parents used to go. And the doctor was like, oh yeah, man, we can probably get rid of that at some point. It'll be easy enough, you know, just book it in or whatnot. But I never booked it in because I was like, terrifying, man. They're going to cut this off me? That's terrifying. I've never had anything cut off me. But I mentioned to the doctor yesterday, I was like, may as well. Look, granted, Tay's been telling me she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. We call it the dot. We call it my dot, the little red ball. It's been lovingly referred to as the dot for many years. She doesn't like it. Man, what happened to John Legend's All of You? All of you loves... Wait, no, all of me loves... all... Shit, how's that song go? All your curves and imperfections? Anyway. Yeah, she didn't like it. She didn't love it. She hated it. She didn't like the dot. Look, I get it. It was pretty gross. It was like a ball of red something. I don't know, dude. She wasn't a fan. So she kept kind of nudging me, hey, you should go get that cut off. And I was like, man, it's my dot, man. I feel like an emotional attachment to it. I've had it for so many years. And I finally did it. I went to the doctors and I said, hey man, I got this as well. And the guy took one look at it and he's like, oh yeah, shit. He's like, we could get rid of that. And I was like, cool. And he said, and then I said, so do I make like a booking? And he, no joke, looked at his watch and went, well, I got about 12 minutes up my sleeve. And I was like, oh shit, we're doing this. I guess I'm having surgery. So he laid me down on his bench. Very comfortable. Made me feel very at ease. Actually, I don't know if he really did, to be honest. This doctor I'm going to, it's Tay's family doctor. I've started using theirs when I actually go, which is rare. It was actually my second time. But he's a bit of a smart ass, man. He's a bit of a smart ass, which is okay. You know, he gets the job done. I like it. He gets to the bottom of things, but he's a little bit smart ass. But you know, he started working on my leg. He laid me down on this bench and he got like a napkin thing, ripped a tiny little hole in it, put it over the leg. And started performing surgery, man. And he went to his little cupboard, got out a whole bunch. First of all, he got out like a little tray and it had a whole bunch of stuff in it. And then he got out this little, I don't know, it was like a plasticky, papery, like envelope. And he pulled out these scissors, dude. Like, I guess they'll sterilize. I'm not sure if they just throw them shits out after they use them, to be honest. I have no idea if they throw them out or if they just re-sterilize them. I'm gonna hope, because they're like full metal. They look like brand new though. But they're like scissors, but instead of normal scissors, they were like scissors. But then at the ends, they had like two almost razor blades that would go like kind of snip together. I was like, wow, he's really going to hack me to bits here. And he got a needle out and it was local anesthesia. And I've never had that before. It's where it kind of makes you go numb, you know, numbs the area. And he's like, you're going to feel a little bit of a sting or a prick or something. So he jabs it in my leg, in my knee. And shit, man, that was like the worst part. The local anesthesia. It's almost like, how much would it hurt if you were just feeling him cut the thing off me? But he filled me up with the numb juice. Oh baby, and I felt that, and it took a minute as well. Like, he was in there, and to the point where it felt so uncomfortable him pricking me with this needle. I thought maybe he was actually already cutting it off. No joke. I was like, wow, this feels really uncomfortable. But no, he was just injecting me with the good stuff. And I said to him, hey man, so like, am I going to feel anything? And he goes, well, that's what local anesthesia is for, isn't it? Like a real smart ass. Thanks, doc. Put me at ease. Could have just been like, oh yeah, so the local anesthesia, you won't feel a thing. But he just had to take the smart ass, you won't even feel it. That's what it's there for me. Like, okay, shut up, mate. Anyway, he did a fantastic job. Fantastic doctor. I don't appreciate the attitude, mate. But yeah, he's like, all right, we'll give it a couple of minutes to take effect. And I'm thinking, man, I can still kind of feel like I can feel it. But then a couple of minutes went past and he took a knife out of this little tray. And I'm like, oh Jesus, shit's getting real. And he goes, all right, I'm going to give it a couple of pokes. and you let me know if you feel anything. And I could see his hand moving down there. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Poking the thing. I couldn't feel a thing. Incredible. Just completely numb that whole area. It felt amazing. So I was like, shit, let's do this. I guess I put it off for so long getting this removed because I felt like maybe it would hurt. And I'm not a big fan of pain. I'm not one of those people that like gets off on pain. I'm like the opposite. I get on it. I get on pain. No, that's not a good thing. So anyway, so he started doing his thing, man. I just knew he was down there, and I'm thinking he's just cutting something off me. Jesus, terrifying thought that I'm like getting mini surgery. And he got it out. He got it off. He showed me and everything, and he even let me say goodbye to it, which is very emotional. You know, a lot of tears shed. He even shed a few tears, you know, because it was just so much emotion in the room, you know. I'm there sobbing, saying, goodbye, friend. You know, we've been through so much together. A little montage in my head plays of all the memories. And he even kind of had a little tear down his cheek. But yeah, man, you know, the thing I thought was the craziest about the whole situation was he did the whole thing in a button-up, long-sleeve dress shirt, or a business shirt. We'll call it a business shirt. And he didn't roll them shits up either. Oh yeah, he kept the sleeves down like a true professional. He didn't roll them up. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, there was a lot of blood. I'm sorry if this is I should probably put a little like graphic warning at the start of this podcast. There was a lot of blood. Like a lot. I saw it. He was mopping it up, man. I guess just I don't know, but so this guy didn't roll his sleeves up once, and I thought, man, that could be your shirt gone. That could be game over for that shirt. But he was a true professional, and he didn't get one drop on the sleeves. Damn. Goddamn professional. Yeah, so that was a story, man. He stitched me up. That was probably one of the weirdest parts. He stitched me up. I never had stitches. Never had stitches in my life, and he stitched me up, and it was still numb when he was doing it, so I couldn't feel it. But then he kept he was like yanking it. He'd go like kind of yank it up like he was like doing cross stitch or whatever the fuck you do with stitching shit. And I could feel it was like a puppet, man. I could feel my skin around just like bing bing bing, like he was really yanking it. And the worst part was, man, that he put a big ass band-aid over my leg straight away, so I couldn't see. I wanted to see, man. I want to see what it looked like. It looked gnarly. So I couldn't see what it looked like. I put a big ass band-aid, and the worst part is I got hairy as fuck legs. I got very hairy. Like, dude, think of some guy with hairy legs and then double it. I got hairy legs. I got a lot of hairy things. I'm a hairy man. I'm a man's man, you know what I mean? And he put this goddamn giant band-aid over my leg, and it was supposed to be a waterproof band-aid. And he said, and I said, so, like, am I allowed to get this wet? And he goes, preferred not for maybe the next 24 hours. And he's like, and I said, so this Band-Aid, like, though, can I have a shower? And he's like, well, the Band-Aid's supposed to be waterproof. Because he said, look how it's got like a showery look or something. I can't remember what he said. It did have a plasticky kind of like a look to it. But he said, yeah, look, the Band-Aid is supposed to be waterproof, but with the amount of hair on your legs, it's not sealing properly, so best to not get it wet. I'm thinking, are you telling me I can't have a how am I supposed to have a shower and not get my legs wet? Like, how is that even humanly possible? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, be at a 90-degree angle and just dipping my torso in the water? Come on, bro. You're a doctor. Figure it out. So he sent me on my way. And yeah, I didn't have a shower and I didn't have one that morning before I went to the doctor's. I thought I'd have one when I get back. You know, went to the doctor's, get the germs off me. I didn't have a shower for 48 hours, and I only just had one. So fresh Matt. You know, the best part about not having a shower for 48 hours, dude, two full days. I felt like an absolute grub. But you know the best part about not having a shower for 2 full days is that when you finally have it, you really appreciate showers. You know, you have a shower every day. Jeez, I hope you guys have a shower every day. I really hope you do have a shower every day. There'd be some of you stinkers out there. But, you know, you have a shower every day and you get to a point where you take it for granted. You take that shit for granted. You know, showers. I almost get to a point where I'm like, man, I have to have another shower. I have to have one today. I had one yesterday. But then I think, man, I'll feel better after I have it. I always have a shower. But I'm very thorough. I'm a very thorough washer. I absolute lather myself up. I look like a woolly sheep with how many suds are all over my body. I make sure I'm covered. I go hard out on the showers. I make sure I'm very cleansed. Don't like no dead skin cells and dirt left on me. But anyway, but yeah, dude, if you haven't had one in 48 hours, you respect the shower, you know? You appreciate what it does for the body. I felt like washing off 2 days of filth felt incredible. And I feel like I'm a changed man. I feel like it's almost changed my outlook on life, you know? I feel like for a while there, I felt like I lost a little part of myself, you know? Well, I did. I technically did. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see my battle scar? You probably don't, but I'm going to show you anyway. So if you don't like seeing sweet surgery scars, then look away now. I'm gonna show you. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty badass. I could probably show you also before as well of what it looked like. I can probably, not in my last video because that was a podcast, but in the previous video, the one I did on the Go XLR and Shure SM7B, there actually is a shot. I know there is of my dot, and you know why I know there's a shot of my dot? Because I was a little self-conscious about that clip. I actually took a shot of when I was doing an Instagram story for that particular video, the Shure SM7B and the Go XLR video I did. I actually thought it'd be funny because there's a shot of the camera looking directly up at me while I'm looking shocked when I get the mail. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Go watch it. It's only a couple of minutes. And I thought that was a funny image, so I took a screenshot. I was like, oh man, I'll post this up on my story because it's a hilarious photo of me, a hilarious screenshot. So I posted it up on my story, and I saw the dot on my leg in clear view, and it was even more just noticeable because it was portrait, you know, so it was really honing in on it. And I just felt I feel embarrassed. I feel almost goddamn a little ashamed that my leg had this heinous creature growing off it. Yeah, I know. You know, fuck the haters, you know, but at the same time, you know, maybe I was a hater. Maybe I was a hater of my own self at that time, you know, maybe not all of myself, but maybe just that little thing growing off me, you know. Maybe I just hated it and I didn't realize, you know. Yeah, and I was so embarrassed of it, to be honest, but I wanted to post a picture, so I wrote a caption on the story, and I used the caption to cover the dot on my leg. It's actually a really sad story now. I think that's kind of pathetic, but no more do I have to worry about it. All right, I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to get up on my desk and show you guys. So if you don't like seeing gnarly shit, it's really not that gnarly, but if you don't like seeing medical shit, then don't look for a sec. Just turn around or pause it. Just don't click off the goddamn video. We need that watch time. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, by the way. We're going to talk about last week's stats on the podcast. We're going to be very transparent. Oh, baby. We're going to be very transparent. We're going to also talk about a few things about YouTube that I've observed this week. Yeah, a few things about maybe getting views and not getting views. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, let's get this surgery. Oh, let me show you guys. Now, just don't be grossed out. Oh, you can kind of see it. It's kind of weird because my camera seems a bit. Let me get up on my chair here. I'm going to bring it on in. I hope I don't fall off the chair. You can kind of, you can't really see it very well. Let me zoom in here. There it is. Oh, gnarly, get out of the way. There it is. It used to be there. Wow. Dude, it's almost like a tattoo. It's a little bit gnarly. You know? It's a little bit gnarly. Nah, see, that's in shot now. Get out of the way. It's a little bit gnarly, you know? I feel kind of badass with it, you know? It's something about it. Like, the dot wasn't badass. The dot wasn't badass one bit. But this, look, it's got stitches and everything. But this feels badass. Like, I feel like I feel like I could probably go beat someone up now, to be honest. Maybe if I had some local anesthesia first, you know? Okay, gotta be careful. Don't want to bust the stitches. I'm a little bit nervous. I should probably have a band-aid on it, but I don't. Wow, look at that zoom in. Oh, let me zoom that out again. Okay, there we go. Very good. Like a nice wide shot. Fit in this girthy body of mine. Yeah, I wanted to make a joke when he cut it off, but his dry kind of. I said a lot of things in the surgery room, you know. Maybe it was the local anesthesia talking, but I said a lot of things. But he's the type of doctor that wouldn't respond to a lot of things I said. He kind of wouldn't say a lot. He doesn't give too much away. But I wanted to make the joke. I wanted to say to him, but will I ever play piano again? Because when people lose like fingers or an arm and like, but doctor, will I ever? Anyway, he probably would have found it funny. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing under my mask a little bit when he was cutting it off. I don't know why, because I couldn't feel anything. But yeah, I almost felt like I had like that foreign limb syndrome. What is it that when people lose like an arm or a leg, and they they almost feel like it's still there, but it's not. You know what I mean? Let's say like I wouldn't know. I haven't lost a limb. Well, I mean, granted, I've lost. It felt like a pretty large extension of myself, but yeah, it felt it's gone. You know, it's like I can't. It's not there anymore, but I feel like it should be. Like I've lost a limb. It's probably pretty bad that I'm likening it to people who have had amputations of serious kind of matters. But you know, at the same time, that was a big thing for me. So yeah, that was my week, man. Hopefully, you guys all have had a good week. If you've had something crazy happen this week, any surgeries, put them in the chat, in the comments there. I called you guys chat as if it's some form of Twitch stream. If you guys haven't checked my Twitch stream out, my Twitch stream does actually exist. I stream every Monday and Tuesday, and we had a blast, man. This week was a lot of fun. We did flight sim, and I'm going to quickly pull up that quick shot of actually I probably have a photo of it now I'm thinking about it. Let me see if I can pull up this photograph of my dot I'm doing it. Okay. Goodness, it's going to be somewhere. But I'm trying to think where I put it. We had a great week. We had a really good week on stream. Okay, I'm really trying to look for it here. I have no idea. Maybe it's under screenshots here. I definitely took an image of it. Oh yeah, here it is. Hold on. Okay, now look. Granted, please don't judge here. I'm going to go to my in-game here. There it is. There's the sucker. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. Now, I'm sorry if this grosses you out a little bit, but this is me, all right? So don't look up my short legs. There it is. That's it. It's pretty big. See, when I said it was kind of like as big as the little thing on here, it really was, dude. It had its own orbit. Very impressive. Very girthy. I mean, I reckon people saw me walking down the street and they're like, God damn, put some underwear on, man. It was very impressive in size there. It gives you a real scope there when I zoom out, you know. But that's me. Not anymore. I mean, that's not me anymore. That was the old me. This is the new me. Dotless me. Have I already been talking about this for 24 minutes? Fuck's sake. All right. Don't look at my secret photos. All right. Anyway. My last video. You guys watched it. Some of you guys did. It didn't really pop off too hard, but to be honest, it did better than I thought. The podcast, the previous podcast, I think I was actually quite happy with how it went. It's currently 2 days ago. I mean, it's only 2 days. Surely it's been up almost 3 days. I'm confused now. Look, I put that one up a little late. This one's going up on Sunday. The other one went up on Wednesdays. I think there'll be a Sunday thing. We'll see how Sundays go. But in 2 days, I got 63 views. That's kind of good for me. Now, the thing, look, there's a slight ulterior motive. Is that the word? Ulterior motive to these podcasts. I know. Look, dare I say, am I using you guys a little bit? Maybe. But I have a good reason. Look, I want to talk a little bit about a few things I've observed in the world of content creation. Do I have a full TED Talk plan? No, I do not. Do I have one single bullet point saying talk about this subject? Yeah. So I'm going to talk about it. Because something struck me last night, man. I was watching a particular Twitch stream, and a guy that I admire to a degree. I don't not admire him. I watch him every now and then, straight in stream. I won't say the name. But he mentioned something about his YouTube channel and how it's starting to pop off. And I just felt a little bit like, man, are we going crazy? Let me get back to that in a minute. Let me quickly talk about the stats of our previous podcast. Let's be transparent with you guys in a little segment I like to call Transparent Time with MattyAP. Okay, I might have made that up just then. Now, it went all right. 63 views, man. Pretty cool. The thing is, right, here's a little something. I'm working my way up to getting monetized on YouTube. goddamn, even if I was monetized, I'd probably make a couple of cents per video, but that's not the point. I kind of just want to get there. I just feel like, wouldn't mind getting monetized. Wouldn't mind at least just reaching that milestone, give me maybe even a little bit more motivation, something to reach for, something to kind of aim for, I suppose. So here are the conditions of getting partnered on YouTube. Let me run you through it if you're not a big time YouTuber like myself. You need at least 1,000 subscribers. So we've got that check. We've got a little check next to it. Maybe I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's bring it up on screen. Let's talk about this. So you need 1,000. We've got 1,250. That's nice, dude. Thank you. Everyone's funny story is most of those. Well, no, not most. To be honest, 450 or so of those subscribers are from my Pikachu video. If you guys know, you know. If you don't, then go search for it. Two-step verification, don't have it turned on. Please don't steal my channel because I don't have that on. I don't know if I should be saying that. No active community guidelines strikes, check. I mean, that'll be easy to do, the two-step verification. But the active community guideline strikes, that's a big check. It's a big check right there. So good on us for not breaking the rules. Then, here's the big one. You need 4,000 watch hours, which is like really doesn't sound like a lot, but then it kind of is. It kind of is. So I only have 1,137 public watch hours. Now, I thought this was between a particular time period, like of maybe always between like or within the last year, but I think it's just in general. But it's been a slow grind. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to throw to you guys. What do you reckon? What do you reckon gets more watch time? This is a fun little game. Fun little game we're going to play here. What do you reckon gets more watch time? Perhaps it's maybe this here video that has 179 views on it. My most recent. Doing all right. 6 days ago, 179 views. It's an 8-minute and 5-second video. It was a lot of fun. Or is it this 1 hour and 1 minute and 47 second video podcast that has 63 views on it? That's considerably less. This other one has 100 more views on it. Well, obviously it's the one that has an hour of time on it. Because granted, here's the thing. No one ever watched it. Well, not no one, but there's always a hefty drop-off on my videos, which means my content's pretty little boring, but that's okay. There's always a hefty drop-off when you watch the audience retention on the little chart. There's always like as soon as it starts, dude, bam, plummets. I think that's kind of general for a lot of people. I think people click on it and they're like, I hate the look of this guy's face to a lot of people. I do it sometimes if I click on a video and it just doesn't seem like it's I'm not vibing the person or saying, we're all different. I get it. No hard feelings. I don't get hurt by it. Used to it by now. And there's usually a drop off, I think the thing is the drop off on a shorter video. Usually my videos only, the audience retention's around 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the average. Because all it takes is like, I might have my diehards, appreciate you guys, by the way, watch the whole video, I'm sure a few people watch the whole video through and it's all good. But then you have a few of those people that click on it for like 2 seconds, go, nah, I don't like this guy's vibe or this guy's style. And then they click off and it brings it down considerably. And that's fine. That's totally fine. Whereas the podcast, I think because people know what they're getting into, they know they're getting into a podcast, so they watch it for a little longer. I think the longevity of the watching it for a whole hour, the few people that watch it for the whole hour, then, anyone that watches it for a few minutes, it's still a whole hour, brings it considerably up. So that has a average watch time of, or audience retention of like 10 minutes. So that's pretty good. So that's a lot better than 2 minutes for audience retention, right? But the whole big kicker is the video that has the most watch time on it is my podcast, which makes a lot of sense. It didn't get as many views, but at the end of the day, if my same diehards, appreciate you guys, watch a 1 hour podcast as opposed to a 8-minute video, of course an hour is, that's like someone watching that 1 hour video is essentially like 6 people or more, maybe like 7 people watching my 8-minute video. So it really, at the end of the day, it kind of makes sense. Now, here's the other thing. I look, a lot of you guys would know I've kind of struggled, man. I've struggled, and this is kind of real talk hours. Real talk hours. And it's not a sad thing to talk about, but I've struggled, man. I've struggled with knowing what to do on YouTube. I've struggled knowing what to do on Twitch, on Instagram. I've struggled to know on a lot of things. It's content creation is hard, man, especially for a weirdo like me who just wants to do a million different things, put in a lot of different directions, never knows what to do. Because I just like a lot of different things. I have a lot of different passions, And I think that's the thing, man. I've always struggled with knowing what to do on YouTube. I made I wanted to bring the vlog back, and I still kind of do, but the vlog wasn't going to be the vlog. I said the vlog is back a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of lied. Look, I'm gonna be straight up. I kind of lied. The vlog isn't really back because if I do keep making videos like that, they're not going to be like vlogs. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be making vlogs like they were in the past. They're going to be more just like just thought out videos. But they're not going to be so much following my life or anything like that. They're going to be kind of, I guess, more topical, which vlogs can be topical, but that's fine. And I wanted to kind of just start making some more in-depth, well-made videos. I made the one that's my last kind of not the podcast, but the one before that. The one about my stream audio, about my Go XLR and Shure SM7B. I made that one, and that took me and that's an 8-minute video. And that was still in my mind. I was like, I'm going to make one of these every week, like a video like this every week. And after I finally made that video, had it done and dusted and uploaded, that took me like close to a week to make. Now, granted, there was a few days I streamed, so I couldn't work on it. And there was a few days where I had to do other things. So it wasn't like a full week of non-stop working on it, but it was like from start to finish, it took me like a week to complete that video. I also kept thinking of ideas to put in it and change it and whatnot. So... But the thing is, by the time it was done, I was like, get this out of my sight. I never want to see it again. I was so over it, dude. So I think I realized after that, it's not feasible to make one of those kind of videos every week. Granted as well, I think it's one of those diminishing returns thing, dude. You kind of think about how much effort you've put into a piece of content, and then you kind of expect a particular amount of return on your investment, and that return being views and watch time and all that. And it's very hard, man, because, a lot of time you put a lot of effort in. Look, I see videos all the time, man. This is kind of getting into the point I want to make about views and content and what kind of content really seems to pop off on YouTube, and how it kind of makes me feel a little crazy. Because I feel like I'm a little different to the landscape of YouTube. Maybe that's why it's tricky for me. But I see like these really incredible documentaries, right, that people make, like really incredible. It might take them like a year to make. And they're filmed. They almost should be like saying you pay for, like they're incredibly insightful. The script and the everything is really well thought out. The cinematography is top tier, and they'll have like 5,000 views or something. Not bad. Like still cool, man. Like 5,000, but that shit's not going to put food on the table for those people. You know what I mean? They've put all this time in. I kind of sometimes wonder how they feel about that, because I'll make I'll make like a video like my stream audio one, and I'm kind of happy with 180 views at the moment, like in 6 days. That's kind of good for me, to be honest. That video did better than most. I know there's people out here getting thousands of views, but I still get very proud if my video cracks 100 views. If it gets under, then I'm kind of like, my podcast I expect it to be under, because it's just a different ball game, but I think usually, but I think as well, I didn't put that podcast I made before, and like this one, it's just an hour of me talking. So there's not a lot of I guess I put it out, and if it doesn't get a crazy amount of views or return on my investment, I'm not going to be that upset, because the investment was small. It was just me talking, maybe a bit of pre-planning on some ideas of what I want to talk about, but there's not much to it. Whereas when I put a week's work into a video, and it gets 180 views, I'm still happy with that, but that is because that's better than what my videos usually get. But say that if they got my usual kind of 100 views or something, I'd probably be a little bit like, damn, I put so much more effort into this, It's tricky. It's tricky, Now, this is getting my point about this streamer that I was watching last night, which really made me think about this kind of topic. I don't want to say his name, I don't know. I just feel weird, because I don't know. I feel like I'm not slamming his content at all. I actually think, to be honest, I watched it and it was all good. I love his streams, man. He used to do Pokemon card unboxings. I think he fell off that a little bit. And now he's kind of doing a whole bunch of things, a bit more variety. But he got partnered while doing the Pokemon card thing, and built his community while doing it. And they stick around, man. I think it's great. And I tune in. I tune in every now and then. I think he's a good dude. But I was tuned in last night. I was just kind of chilling and doing a few things, and I was just listening to him talk. He was just chatting. And he talked about how he's been putting work into his YouTube channel, which obviously caught my attention very quickly because I'm starting to get back on my YouTube channel, which is great. So I was kind of like, oh man, I wonder what he's been doing, you know? And he's saying he's been doing daily content. And I was like, man, daily content? Shit, this man, he's streaming as well. Woo. He's working, putting in work. You know, he's saying, he was saying on his stream, and look, I don't doubt it, but he's saying there was a lot of work in, like, it's a grind. I think he said, oh, it's a grind, man. Totally understand, man. YouTube, daily content. I've been there. I made 60 vlogs in 60 days. That was all I was doing, you know? And he's like, check out the YouTube video, guys, if, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, I checked it out because I'm a good dude, you know? When someone tells me to do something, I fucking do it. So I checked out his YouTube channel, and what do I find? Oh, no, that's right. He said recently, before he moved, I don't know if he said what kind of content it was, but he said before he turned to this new content, he'd been making heaps of videos, right? And they were getting maybe 100 views. And I'm like, that's me. That's what I get. And then he said with this new content, he's been getting, like, one of his last videos got 19,000 views. And then one of the ones he got like 2 days ago got like 35,000 views. And I was like, whoa, what is this content he's making? He must be making the holy grail of content. What is this magical content that's getting him the views? Now, before I say what kind of content it is, I want you guys to think in your head. And look, you can even write this in the comments, and I'll believe you if you I'd love to see what kind of content you think it is that he was making. You know, there's a lot of different genres on YouTube, but I'd love to know what you guys think it is. Can you guess it? I'd be very curious. And look, if you do guess the right one, I'll probably just think you already saw, you know, in the video, and then you wrote it to sound smart. No, look, I'll believe you. I'll believe you that you guessed it. But I'm curious. Do you guys know? I mean, pause a bit video and have a little think, because I'm going to say right now what kind of content it was, because I went to his channel. And what did I find? Reaction content. Goddamn, watching just another video, sitting there, just going, whoa, cool, man. I'm reacting to this. He was reacting to music. Now, I don't think this guy's a musician. I don't believe I've seen him do anything musical. He might be a musician. He seems cool enough, to be honest. He seems cool enough. And look, I'm not hating on this guy. I'm not hating on anyone that does reaction content at all. I think get that bag, you know, and have fun doing it. Reaction people always seem like they're having a blast, man. And look, God knows I've done a little bit of reaction content myself, because during the Daily Tweet, I did a show called The Daily Tweet on YouTube for a while. And if there was like a trailer for saying, as one of the stories, I'd go, let's just watch it. And I'd watch the trailer. And I figured instead of just putting the trailer in the video, I'd kind of show my reaction to it. So I did a couple of those, handful of those, but they had context to it. It wasn't just me kind of going, all right, guys, today we're going to be watching reacting. So this guy reacts to like metal music, which a lot of the songs that he'd reacted to, I'm a big fan of, like Spirit Box and shit. And look, I got to say, man, again, I'm not hating on this guy one bit. Not one bit. I think he's a cool guy. I think a lot of people that do this kind of content, good on him. But it kind of, I guess, opened up my understanding to why he could do it every day. Because he'd watch like a maximum 4-minute song, and he sat there, and I have to admit, man, look, this is where I kind of become a bit of an asshole. But he didn't really add anything. Like, you know, maybe if you listen to someone who's a musician, they go, man, I can understand, like, look at that, listen to that B note. I don't know if is there a B note in music? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, well, they hit the B note. That's where you can kind of maybe understand, like, oh, I'm getting some extra insight into how this was made, or a musician's opinion. But he was kind of sitting there just going, oh yeah, good music, yeah, and that's fine, you can do that. But he had a couple of videos, and this makes me sound so salty, and yeah, rightfully so, I'm salty. Dude, I'm salty as fuck. He was sitting there, man, and it was like a 4-minute video. He did like a little maybe intro. Maybe it was a 5-minute video. He did like a little intro, like, hey, today we're gonna, hey guys, what's up? We're gonna listen to some blah blah blah, you know. And then he's like, well, let's get into it. Standard reaction video intro. And then he starts playing the song, and then, dude, he said maybe like a handful of things throughout it, but not much. And then he's like, well, that was pretty fun, cool video. And there's like, catch you guys on the next one. So pretty much he just played the video and just had him looking at it during it. And they got like 30,000 views, dude. And I'm telling you, man, the like to dislike ratio was like 1,500 likes to maybe like 20 dislikes. And that's a good innings, man. That means people loved your shit. So good on him. Like, honestly, good on him. All I can give is props to people that make that kind of bag. Now, I actually have to say as well, and this isn't any hate towards my good friend Drawser. He's probably listening right now. He's about to fall off his chair. But I remember a while ago when I was making my daily tweet, and most of my daily tweets would get, if I was lucky, 100 views. And I put like a heap of effort in, you know, like I'd research a couple of topics per day. I'd make sure I know what I'm talking about. Then I'd deliver them 3 different topics, and I'd write a tweet at the end. There was a whole bunch of stuff. It was a whole segmented program that would go for about 10 minutes a day. And there was a lot of editing involved and blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, Draws, these are not shots towards you, my friend. I fucking love you, bro. But I remember Drawser at that time was doing reaction videos to this is more just talking about how that content just pops off. This is all I'm saying. But Drawser at the time was doing reaction content aimed at he was reacting to Eurovision songs. I think Eurovision was happening at the time, and he was doing just constant streams of them, dude. Like just pumping them out. And I believe, Jaws, you hit me up and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there wasn't really any editing involved. I think it kind of started, and he sat there and he watched it and kind of reacted. And dude, his reactions were good. I thought they were great. I actually was watching all of his videos, and I was actually enjoying it. I've never watched Eurovision, so it was a good kind of. I didn't know much about Eurovision, so it was helping me out there, you know. But I guess the thing more is that at the end of the day, it sounds like a really pop shots off saying it was easy work. But granted, I think a reaction video, I think even people that do reaction videos know that it's a bit easier than a fully fledged edited video. But yeah, dude, his videos will pop off. Draws, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think some of your videos were getting like in a day, like 1,000+ views. So here I was like with my my fully edited, researched videos getting like sometimes like 80 views, man. And I was like, fuck, I should just do reaction content. So that is why I've started a reaction content channel on. No, I'm just kidding. But I have thought about it. I kind of thought maybe that'd be a fun little experiment. And I'm thinking about it. I've thought about the idea for a video, right? Here's an idea for a video. Setting up a reaction channel, but not telling any of you guys about it. And doing a reaction video every day for a month. And see kind of what kind of views I got on it in comparison to videos I'm releasing now on this channel, and see if maybe it's not easy. Maybe reaction content's hard, man. Maybe it's harder than I realized. Maybe I'm not giving enough credit, you know. Maybe I think that's the thing. Maybe I'm looking at it like it's easy. You know how some people just look at certain things. People look at Twitch streaming like, oh man, anyone could do that. But hey man, I gotta say there's aspects to it that aren't easy, you know, when you're trying to make it grow and build it up. So maybe reaction content's harder than I think. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should, but I won't tell you guys when. I won't tell you where, you know. I won't tell you what it is. And maybe it'll be a cool little experiment, you know. Can I start a channel from scratch and react to maybe songs or something and see if, you know, and show you my findings in a month? Because I don't want to tell you guys, because then it'll, what's the word? Like it'll be illegitimate data. It'll be, not tarnished data. What's the word? Like when it's like corrupt data. You know, it's almost like we're forging it. Because I'll be like, go watch my videos. Still, I'll ruin it. So I can't tell you guys. You have to find out after, and then you can watch all my reactions after. So that's my little thought on it, man. It's a crazy landscape of YouTube, and it kind of makes you think like, you know, what's the right direction? I guess there's two ways you could look at it. Do you want to make content that you enjoy and that you're proud of? And look, hey, if you're proud of making reaction videos, hey, shit, man, I have no hate towards it. Like I said, it's you do you. I actually, it makes it sound like I have something against it. I have nothing against reaction content at all. Nothing against it. But I just feel like it's just a weird space when those videos easily cop views above like a well-made documentary or something. It's a funny time that we're alive, you know. It's a funny time to be alive. Okay, so I just had a quick thought. I'm actually just going to splice this in. This is a thought I had after I finished the podcast. I've jumped back in. I'm cutting this into this little segment because I can't believe I didn't think about this. But my most viewed video is actually a reaction video, which is crazy. actually crazy now that I think about it, because it wasn't even, it was just a complete troll reaction video. But my most popular video has 120,000 views, which eclipses anything else I've ever done. I think the other video that I've got the most views on has 7,000. That's a very rare occasion out of all the videos I've ever made, you know. This has 120,000 2 years ago, and look what it says: Full Detective Pikachu movie reaction. Now, I know it's because people thought they were going to see the Detective Pikachu video, but look, it's got the whole thing, you know what I mean? It's got the video up there. It's got me doing a corny. Look, this was a complete troll on a lot of sense, on a lot of in a lot of ways, you know. This was kind of teasing the whole reaction genre. I can't believe I forgot about this, dude. But it was also trolling people because they thought they were going to see the whole movie, but it actually isn't. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because that is and if you ever watch that, it's complete meme. Like, I'm not actually reacting to it. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm complete troll reacting. I'm like hyping it up and being corny and all that kind of stuff. But what does that tell you about reaction videos? I mean, 120,000 views, dude. So I mean, there's something in there that I don't know, man. Maybe YouTube pops that shit off a little bit harder, promotes it a little harder. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird content. But we'll see what happens, man. Maybe, like I said, I should make a little video and see if that pops off. Anyway, back to the podcast. So this is a podcast, but back to me not talking and me talking. Anyway, you know what I mean. Cut back in. But that's kind of my just saying that's been playing on my mind, man. Especially since last night, you know. Jimmy, it's been something I've thought about for a long time. That it's interesting, the content that pops off on all social medias. You know, it's interesting to see kind of what goes well. But I'm sure there's a lot of I'm sure there's a lot of reaction channels that just get completely buried, man. I reckon there's a lot. I reckon there's a whole heap that don't get any love. But yeah, maybe I'll try that little social experiment. Maybe I'll make a little reaction channel and I'll let you guys know in a month's time maybe how it went. I don't know. That's the problem though. I have to admit, this is going to sound bad because I'm going to make one, maybe. I have no desire to do a reaction channel. But in the name of science, maybe it's something. Maybe it's something I need to do. You know, maybe not only for the people, but for myself, you know. Also, another thing today, I'm recording this podcast. Look, it's almost like a little behind the curtains podcast, this one. Kind of already telling you inner workings. But last week I recorded my podcast straight to my camera, my Canon R6. And apparently I learnt that it only has a half an hour record limit. Luckily I was recording also to YouTube, to OBS at the same time. So I was able to kind of, you know, but OBS only had the webcam. Today I'm actually going straight into my OBS with my R6, mainly because that way I don't have to transfer the card after, but also I can keep it recording the entire time. But this one's going to be in 1080p. Last week was in 4K, and I guess I didn't really think about how big 4K footage is, because that last podcast that I uploaded to YouTube, I kid you not, was 27 gigabytes when I uploaded it. I uploaded a 27 gigabyte video file to YouTube, and I thought, it's a podcast, Matt, and you're just sitting there. I don't think you need it to be 4K. So I've dropped it down to 1080p. So hopefully you guys don't mind. It'll be slightly less. Dude, you won't even probably notice. You guys probably won't even notice, but it'll be slightly less quality. But I just figure partly the reason that I went up on Wednesday, because I recorded that one on the weekend. I can't remember what day it was. But the reason it went up on Wednesday was because it took so long to upload. And then also YouTube, then once you've uploaded a video, it also then, it processes it. So once it's uploaded, it's all good, but then you got the standard definition, but then it has to process it in HD and then process it in 4K. So it was doing that for like a freaking minute, dude. A freaking minute. That was a weird noise. Gee, I like made some sort of weird dinosaur noise for a second there. I'm turning 34 tomorrow. I'm turning 34, dude. Today is the final day of my 33rd year on this planet. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy, man. Is it though? I don't know if it is. I'm saying it's crazy, but it's not. We have this every year, you know, where we grow a little older. And how do I feel? Pretty much the same. But it is kind of weird, you know. I guess I think about, when I was freaking out, dude. When I was 29, like 5 years ago, when I was 29 and I was about to turn 30, I was freaking out. I remember I was still working for my old man, still doing landscape maintenance, and it was a day before I turned 30, and I was at work, and I remember I was in the work ute and I was driving home. I remember exactly where I was driving, and I remember having a mini little, not a panic attack, but just a little internal like moment with myself where I was like, Jesus, my 20s are gone. I can't reclaim those. I hope I enjoyed them and I felt like leading up to that, I had a couple of, dude, my 20s were full of some weird shit. Like, not weird shit, but I tried things and things didn't work out. And hey, man, that's followed me in my 30s, man. You got to keep trying shit and sometimes it won't work out, Twitch.tv. But, you got to keep trying. You got to dust yourself off and, you got to try different things. And I tried a lot of that in my 20s. And I think maybe I felt like accomplished in my 20s. I run my own business and I had gotten married and, bought a house. Very exciting stuff. But I think I'd also had some rough times, where things didn't go my way. My gear got stolen. My business ended up closing up. And I ended up, going back to working landscape maintenance, which I had sworn I'd never go back to. So I think at that point of my life when I was turning 29, I was freaking out a little bit because I was like, I'm not where I want to be. And I turned 30 and I remember I was like, oh, I'm fine. No, it's just exactly like it was the day before when I was 29. It feels no different. So I felt completely fine. And I felt fine even up to now, but I'm starting to think, man, going from 29 to 30 was kind of weird, but man, how's going from 39 to 40 going to feel? And granted, I think I'm going to be okay with it because I've got a little girl on the way, man. Tay and I, as you guys know, we're pregnant, and I'm very excited. Very excited. She's going to be here in January, end of January. So I'm very excited to be a dad. And I think that's going to change a lot for me. I don't want to be one of these people that's like, oh man, having a kid's going to change my whole life and make things better. Because nothing's bad at the moment. Everything's great. But I think as well, I think it'll just, I do think it'll change me. I really do think it will change me. And I think it'll kind of make the aging process almost different in a way, I think, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it will help me grow up a little bit. But at the moment, I feel completely fine. I think next year will be a heavy hitter for me. I think turning 35 will be where it kind of strikes me a bit. And I'm like, holy shit, 35. That's halfway to 40, dude. Well, not halfway to 40. 20 is halfway, but you know what I mean. 34, it just feels kind of the same as 33, I think. I think it feels no different. It's kind of at that boring point, where it's like, 33, 34, it's the same shit. Funny enough, though, I have this weird habit. I'd like to know if any of you guys do this. I have this weird habit that when I've been a certain age, say this year, or when I turned 33, 6 months after that, I started already saying I'm going to be 34. So obviously you say, oh, I'm turning 34 in 6 months' time. I guess I jumped the gun a little bit. Like I start saying it like, oh, I'm going to be this age well before I'm turning that age, like another half year, and I'm still, to go, and I'm still going, like I'm going to be this age, this next age. So I've been saying, like, I started by saying, I'm going to be I'm turning 34, and I just get to a weird point where I always do this. Tasters always do it, and I know I always do it, where I start saying I am already 34. I'm already the age that I'm going to be turning, and I say it months beforehand. So when I actually end up turning the age, I always start to think, wait, am I turning 35? Like I do boomer hours, man, but it happens. I don't know why, but it does. And it was no different this year. I was like, wait a minute, what am I turning? Now I'm starting to think, am I turning 33 or 34? I'm turning 34, dude. Wait, am I? I'm definitely. Shit, now now I'm like, not sure, man. No, I'm definitely turning 34. But I've been saying I'm turning 34 for ages, and to the point where I started saying I'm actually 34, and I just confused myself. I don't know, man, it's weird, but I think when you get to that age, right? Well, when you get to, say now when I'm turning 34, I'm going to be like, sweet. Well, I guess I've just scored myself an extra year because I already thought I was 34. So now it feels like I'm not really gaining an age. I'm just kind of going to be the same age. But now I'll be, you give it like 6 months, probably not even. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm 35. Anyway, I knew I threw a lot of people off because we did trivia this week. Trivia on stream. We did flight sim on Monday, and that was a lot of fun. We did flights. And where did we fly this week? We flew from... it was New Zealand. Oh, man, we flew from the top of New Zealand all the way down to the bottom. It was actually not that long. It was under 2 hours. It wasn't from the very top, not to the very bottom, but it was close enough. And the landing area, the Microsoft Flight Simulator, the landing area was terrible. It was surrounded by mountains at a lake. Oh, God, dude, it was brutal. Yeah, I crashed. I ended up crashing. A lot of fun. We do that every Monday. Flight Sim Mondays, and we do Media Share Mondays as well. So you guys get to pick the in-flight entertainment for a cost. It costs a little bit of money, but it keeps the fuel in the plane, But we always take predictions as well. Twitch's got a thing called predictions where you can you got channel points, right? And most people who are watching this will know, but you can bet your points. You can wager your points, your channel points, on whether I'll land or crash the plane. Now I got a 50-50 chance of landing or crashing. I crash and land. It depends on the situation at hand. Some days I land easily, some days I crash very hard. And so that was a lot of fun. I crashed though. I did crash. I looped around many times to try and get the landing right, and I don't know what happened. I looked at my GPS for a second and the plane fell out of the sky. So that was fun. That was fun. But then then that was Monday, and then Tuesday we did trivia night again. Second time doing trivia night, and I actually put money up for grabs. I offered up 50 of my Australian dollars from my personal collection. 50 of my Australian dollars. It was a lot of fun, man. We actually only did four quizzes. One was about me, and Musti won that. Musti from my community won that, which was a lot of fun, man. Great to know that he knows the most about me from that quiz. Drawson knew the one the week before about me, which is great. But Musti won $20 for that one, so GG's. I think we'll do it again. I think we'll do it again this week. We'll definitely do flights on Monday, and I think we'll do trivia again, which is a lot of fun. I was going to say something about doing it, but because I'm turning 34, I've obviously lost my train of thought. But that'll be a lot of fun. So if you've never watched Twitch, or you've watched Twitch before and you've never watched me, man, come by and have some fun with us. It'll be a good time. We'll do that again Monday and Tuesday. Make sure you go check out the Twitch channel. I feel like I was going to say something about that. That whole thing was leading up to somewhere. I think the trivia thing. Nah, I don't know, man. It was a lot of fun. We played trivia and it was great. That's pretty much it. But already, I can't believe it, man. Already we've pretty much reached an hour. Can you believe it? An hour already on the podcast? All right. Well, I guess that's a wrap, man. I've said pretty much all I want to say. I was probably going to talk a little bit about McDonald's having Pokemon cards as well. We got some of those today. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun, man. I'm a little disappointed though. They don't have any Macca's stampage on it, so you can't really tell they're from Macca's, but they're back. So if you're into Pokemon cards, little PSA in Australia, by the way. That's in Australia. You can get them now. You can just go straight up and buy them for $2 a pack. Usually, I think they got a limit of 2 packs per customer, but you don't have to get a Happy Meal or anything. So I learned that. Today, and I got some. It was a lot of fun. We got a couple of little holos. They're all the starter Pokemon, so it was a lot of fun. None of the OGs though. We didn't get any Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle, unfortunately, or no Pikachu's either. So hopefully eventually. Anyway, little side note if you're into that shit. All right, I'm out. I'll catch you guys next week. I'll see you guys hopefully on the stream, perhaps. That would be a lot of fun. Thanks for hearing me out rambling. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I enjoy just sitting here and talking about things that happened in the week and things I've seen and heard and done. I'll be back next week again with another one. I'll try and get these up on Sunday for you guys. But in the meantime, check out the Twitch channel. And everyone have a safe week, and I'll catch you guys as per usual on the flippy flop. Goodbye now. Everyone be safe out there. See ya.